guys, welcome back. Well, actually, welcome to a new series. Today we're going to start a 9-class series. I'm not exactly sure what the name's going to be, but it's like a 9x9 or a 3x3 progression. So we're going to have 3 beginner classes, short, medium, long length, and then 3 intermediate classes, short, medium, long length, and 3 advanced classes. My version of advanced. I'm not necessarily an advanced practitioner. I'm more in the intermediate zone, but it will be ones that are very challenging for me. And then you have the short, medium, and long length. So the goal of this series is, there's 2 different goals. Either if you're just starting out, it's going to be really nice for you to do them in a progression, like start with the first class, see if that goes okay, and then go one by one. Hang out in the middle if you need to get stronger before advancing on. Or if you're just like, oh, I need a long intermediate class, go to that one. Or I need a short beginner class, go to that one. And you can kind of pick and choose what you want. So that's the goal behind it. And each beginner class, each short class, so 15 to 20 minutes, will have an emphasis on inversions. And that's anything where your heart is above your head. So it doesn't have to be too intense, which we'll go through today. And then the medium length classes, which are 30 to 40 minutes, they have an emphasis on an arm balance. Again, we'll work through some beginner variations before moving on to the advanced. And then the long classes, which are 45 minutes plus, are going to have an emphasis on heart opening. So that's what to expect. Also, we're training puppies, so if you hear any crazy noises, that's why. But today's class is the beginner 15 to 20 minute class with an emphasis on inversions. So grab your mat and then grab one block, and I'll meet you whenever you're ready. Today we're going to get started in child's pose. So sit your hips onto your heels, bring your knees out wide, and stretch those arms long out in front of you. Option to roll up a blanket or put a pillow between your hips and heels if this is too uncomfortable for you. But we'll just take a moment to ground in, settle into this practice. It's nice and short. Be a good one to do in the morning to get your day going. Let the inhales create length in your spine. And the exhales sink your sit bones closer to your heels. On your next breath, keep your right arm where it is. Thread your left hand underneath your right armpit. So we're opening up into this twisted child's pose. Shoulder opens up to the right. Weight down heavily and evenly through both sit bones. So the twist comes from above the belly button. And then slide it forward into a twisted puppy. So your hips will now stack above your knees. Your booty's kind of sticking in the air. And arms stay in the same shape. So this feels really nice through the thoracic spine. One more breath here, and then we'll practice vinyasa, which just means moving breath with movement. So on your next exhale, you can keep your left hand where it is. Your right hand will do the sliding. Exhale, sit back into twisted child's. Inhale, move forward into twisted puppy. Exhale, sit it back. Left hand is stationary, right hand is moving. Inhale, reach it forward. You can also choose to just stay in one of these poses if that feels better. Inhale, twisted puppy. Hips are high. Exhale, twisted child's. Hips are low. Good, and then extend your arms in front of you again. Thread your right arm under your left armpit, and we'll do the other side. So first, just hang out in this twisted child's pose. Root your right sit bone down to your right heel. You can come up onto fingertips. on the left side to open the chest more. then on your next inhale, slide it forward into twisted puppy. So your heart kind of melts closer to the mat, your hips lift higher. Couple breaths here. And this is actually an inversion because our heart is higher than our head right now. There's so many benefits to inversions. And then we'll move with our breath. So on your next exhale, sit it back into twisted child. Your right hand stays where it is. And inhale, your left hand shifts forward into twisted puppy. Exhale, twisted child's pose. Inhale, twisted puppy. Exhale, sit your hips back. Inhale, reach your hips high. And one more here. Good. Bring your right arm underneath your right shoulder and your left hand underneath your left shoulder, coming into tabletop pose. So from here, we're just going to take nice big hip circles. So shift your weight to the right, forward, left and back. Couple rounds in this direction. Go at your own pace. Go at your own range of motion too. If it feels good just to sway gently from side to side, do that. If it feels good to take these nice big circles, do that. Depends on your body, depends on the time of day, on what you did yesterday. Everyone's different. Just warming up into the hip joint though. Should feel good. And then we'll switch directions. So bring your hips over to the left, forward, right, and back. I have a squeaky floor, I'm sorry. Couple more in this direction. Really move as if you can feel your femur gliding in the hip socket. Good. And then come to a neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes underneath you. And then widen your fingers. Put the weight through your knuckles. And just take a moment to ground here. We're going to move into another vinyasa where we're moving one breath per movement. So on an inhale, we'll come into cow pose. That means you tilt your tailbone high, drop your belly to the mat, pull your chest through your shoulders, and lift your chin if that's comfortable. That's our inhale. Our exhale is going to be downward dog, but a really gentle version. So you'll press through your palms, tuck those toes, lift your knees up and your hips high, but keep your knees bent. So this is our first version. It's before we're really warmed up. So this is our exhale. Okay, so inhale, drop the knees, drop the belly, lift the head high for cow. Exhale, press through your palms, lift the hips high, downward dog, bent knees. Inhale to cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Your variation. 2 more of this. Inhale, cow, drop your knees, arch through your spine. Exhale, send the hips high, press through your palms. One more time here. Move with your breath. Good. And then we'll lower back down into cow pose. Similar vinyasa, but this time we're going to do a couple more variations in downward facing dog. So your inhale is still cow pose, so let's take that together. Your exhale is downward facing dog, but try to straighten your knees a little bit more. Okay. Your inhale is to bend your knees again. Stay strong through your arms, wrap your outer armpits down. And then exhale is to straighten the knees again. So it's a 4 count. Inhale, drop your knees, drop your belly. Pull your chest through your shoulders for cow. Exhale, downward facing dog. Straighten your knees, melt your heels to the mat. Inhale, bend those knees, lift your sit bones even higher. And exhale, straight knees again. Inhale, cow pose. Drop the knees. Arch through the spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your sit bones higher. Press through your palms. And exhale, straighten those legs. 2 more of this sequence. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Straighten your spine, and exhale, straighten your knees. One more time with your breath. So downward dog is another more beginner inversion that you can practice, and there's lots of different variations, but it should feel good today to just move through those motions, find out what feels good in your hips, in your knees, in your spine. Take as much knee bend as you personally need, but it should feel pretty good. And you should be finishing up here. We'll do another vinyasa, very similar again. So your inhale will be cow pose. Your exhale is going to be cat pose. So really wrap your elbows forward, press your palms around your spine, and tuck your forehead towards your pubic bone, or nose to belly button, whatever feels better for you or gets you to round through your spine. Okay, your next inhale is going to be downward facing dog. And then your next exhale, you're going to walk your hands back to your feet and come into a forward fold. Another inversion. Head is lower than the heart. This is so good for circulation and blood flow, and they should be pretty energizing for the most part. Okay, so that's our sequence. And then on your inhale, you're going to walk forward, drop your knees, drop your belly, come into cow. Exhale, cat pose, round through your spine. Inhale, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Exhale, walk the hands back, forward fold. Inhale, walk them forward, cow pose. Exhale, round through your spine, cat pose. Back of the heart lifts. Inhale, press through your palms, lift your hips high, downward facing dog. Exhale, walk the hands back to a forward fold. Let's do 2 more of that sequence. Walk the hands forward, drop the knees, pull the chest through for cow. Shoulder blades separate for cat pose. Hips lift high, downward facing dog. Exhale, walk your hands back, forward fold. So your feet are about hip width apart. Create as much bend in your knees as you need. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, forward fold, and we'll hang out in this fold for a couple minutes, or a couple breaths. So option to bend through the knees, hug your elbows, and just sway side to side. Or option to slide your hands underneath your feet and kind of wiggle your toes to give that wrist crease a massage. You can work on straightening your knees more if that feels comfortable. Let's find 3 more breaths in this pose. Good. Widen your toes, walk your hands out for down dog. We'll move through 1 more vinyasa here. So on your inhale, you're going to step your left leg forward and come into low lunge. So if your foot doesn't get there, you can help it. Okay? And then you're going to drop your back knee. So this is our low lunge. We're going to keep our fingertips on the mat. So if you need a block on either side, that's a great option here. But just briefly stretching into the front of our right hip. So this is our inhale. Our exhale, we're going to shift our hips back over our right knee and straighten through our left knee for half splits. This is a nice stretch for the back of the left hamstring. And then your next inhale, and we'll move through it quicker. This is just our first explaining round. Inhale is going to bring you back to your low lunge. And then exhale, really root through your left foot, and you can use your right foot to help you spring up into this L position. So again, option to have blocks under your hands. And then inhale, reach your heel and your head in opposite directions. And exhale, you'll fold into a standing splits. Another wonderful inversion. Okay, that's our sequence. Let's do it once slowly on the other side, and then we'll do it a couple times more quickly. So find your way into downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward between your palms. Again, if it lands here, give it a little assistance. Drop your left knee, pull your chest forward, breathe into the front of your left hip. And then your exhale, you'll straighten into your right knee, send your hips back for half splits. We'll spend an extra breath here on the first round. Next inhale, come into your low lunge. And then exhale, spring through your right leg, bringing your left leg parallel to the mat. Again, please use blocks for balance or for more space if you like. So the idea here is to create a long line of energy from your heel through the crown of your head, nice straight body. So your inhale will lengthen you further, and then your exhale, you're gonna fold into a standing split. It's okay to let the hip open a little bit. Try to bring your nose towards your knee and have it be active, so you're actively engaging your core to get into a deeper fold. So let's do a couple times with our breath. Plant your hands, inhale into your low lunge, and then exhale, downward facing dog. So here we go. Your next inhale, step your left leg forward, low lunge, drop the back knee. Exhale, half split, straighten your left leg. Inhale, low lunge, pull the chest through. Exhale, step into your left foot, L stand. Inhale, lengthen further. Exhale, standing splits. Fold down, lift the right heel high, engage the back of your leg. Inhale, drop your right knee and toes, low lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog, press through the palms, lift the hips high. Inhale, right leg steps forward, low lunge, drop the back knee. Exhale, half split, straighten into your right leg. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, step through your right foot, L stand. Inhale, lengthen further. Exhale, fold down, standing splits. Inhale, low lunge, drop left knee and toes. Exhale, press through your palms, downward facing dog. Let's do one more on each side. Take one full breath here to just regather and catch your breath. If you've never done vinyasa before, it can be a little intense. You have to really be present and move your body with your breath. All right, next inhale, step your left leg forward, low lunge. Exhale, halfway, half splits. Inhale, low lunge, pull the chest through, breathe into the front of the right hip. Exhale, L stand, lift your right heel high. Inhale, stretch the crown of your head forward. Exhale, fold, standing splits. Inhale, low lunge, drop the back leg. Exhale, press through your palms, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg steps forward, help it if you need. Drop the back knee. Exhale, half splits. Send them back, straighten through the right knee. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, step into your right foot, lift your left heel. Inhale, stretch out a little further. And exhale, fold into your inversion. Inhale, low lunge, drop the back leg. And exhale, no down dog, just come into tabletop. So good job with that. Little vinyasa. We're gonna do just 2 cool down stretches here. So let's move into bridge. Swing your legs out in front of you. Scoot your bottom more towards the feet end of your mat. And then lay down onto your back. So move into an active bridge and then a nice supported passive bridge. So depending on the length of your arms, your fingertips may or may not touch your heels. I always think that's a funny cue because some people have a really long torso and short limbs, so that might not work, but if it works for you, great. Pick up your toes, widen them, place them back down into the mat. And then on your next inhale, you're gonna press into your heels, lift your tailbone up. And then if that feels okay, lift your low back, your mid back, and your upper back. Hug your inner thighs together. Engage your glutes, but don't overly squeeze them. They should be activated, but not taking over entirely. And if this feels okay, you can wiggle your arms, your shoulders underneath your body, and clasp opposite hands underneath you. Another inversion. So inversions can be definitely more active, like handstand, or they can be a little more passive, like bridge pose. You're getting the benefits regardless. It's good for digestion too. It's good for a lot of things. A couple more breaths here. Lift your hips a little higher. So feel as if you could bring your chest to your chin, but then bring your chin away from your chest. So you're creating length through the back of your neck as well. And then slowly lower upper back, mid back, low back, and tailbone. Let the knees gently drop side to side, windshield wiper them. And then grab your prop, so either a block or a bolster would feel good. And we're gonna end in a supported bridge. So same thing, root through your heels, lift your hips up, and then place the block. I like to go with the medium height. If you're just starting out and back bends feel a little bit aggressive, then please go on the lowest height or use something soft like a bolster. We're gonna just place that underneath our sacrum. So that flat bone between your low back and your tailbone. Find something that's comfortable for you. And I like to bring my feet out wider and knock my knees in towards each other. Just creates more space in the low back. And this time, arms can just extend out by your side. Start to catch and slow your breath. Winding down from our practice. Let's take 3 more breaths together. Extending the exhale as long as you can. Inhale in through your nose. Exhale out of your nose. One final breath. Now you have the option to stay here for several more minutes. Otherwise, gently press through your heels. Remove your block. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. If you want to hang out in Shavasana, please do that. Otherwise, we'll come to a seated position at the front of our mats. Hands on our knees. Spine is tall. One big inhale together. One big exhale. Hands at heart center. Namaste. Okay, that was class 1. That was our short beginner class with an emphasis on being upside down, so inversions. And I encourage you to look up the benefits of inversions so you know why you're doing this. But next class will be a little bit longer and we'll work towards an arm balance. So I hope you join me for that. Please like and share this video and subscribe if you like my videos, and I'll see you next time.